channel. So finally school is over, I will have more time to blog, and read. So speaking of reading, today I'm doing my May wrap-up, so let's get started. Of my favorite reading month, I read 4 books and novellas and poem. Yes, I read a poem just for pleasure for the first time. This month was City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare, the last book in the Model Instrument series. It's one of my favorite endings. Don't worry, if you're reading this series, I will not spoil you. It's one of my favorite endings, and it's a happy ending. All your dreams will come true in this book. And even if you haven't any of Cassandra Clare books, I highly recommend you to start reading them. They are amazing, you won't be disappointed at all. Tales of Shadowhunter Academy. So Tales of Shadowhunter Academy is a collection of 10 novellas that took place after the event of City of Heavenly Fire. We follow a character. I will not say his or her name because I may spoil you. So now they are just available as an ebook, but the whole book will come out next fall. And the first 2 novellas were a bit slow, but the rest of them are so good. I give them 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Maybe I'll do a review, maybe not. I don't know. Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare, the first book in the Dark Artifice trilogy, took place 5 years after the event of City of Heavenly Fire. I enjoyed it, it was so good. So in this book we follow Emma Carstairs. If you read City of Heavenly Fire, you already know her. She's a shadow hunter and her perverti, Julian Blackthorn. Together they will solve the murders in LA. And the thing that I loved about this book more than the 2 other series, that Emma Carstairs is she is a shadow hunter, of course, but she really know about the shadow hunter world, not like Tessa Gray or Clary Fairchild. There's a lot of twists and turns, and like every Cassandra Clare book, I cannot believe that I have to wait a year or maybe 2 to read the next book. I don't know what to do with my life after reading this, but thanks God that I have Rick Riordan. So as I said, I read The Hidden Oracle, the first book in the Trials of Apollo series. It's a new series, took place after the event of Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. So in this book we follow Apollo. He's the god of the sun and poetry. His father Zeus punished him and turned him into human. A 16 years old guy, and it's a very fun book. I really enjoyed it, reading a book from the point of view of a god. And of course there is the old character and new characters, and it's a very good start for a series, and I cannot wait for the next. As I said in the beginning, I read a poem for pleasure, and it's Annabel Lee by Allan Poe. Is the first time that I'm reading a poem for pleasure, and I have to say it was so good. I'm not joking. Please read it. I will put a link to download it for free. It takes you just 2 minutes to read it. Go read it, please. So if you're wondering why I read it because of Lady Midnight, and I will not tell you why because I may spoil you. So it's dark and about forbidden love, and it's so good. I'm not joking, it's so good and amazing. I love history, I love classic, and I'm a history nerd, and this is one of my favorite things that I read many years ago. In a kingdom by the sea, that a maiden there lived, whom you may know by the name of Annabel Lee. And this maiden, she lived with no other thought than to love and be loved by me. Please download the book, the poem, sorry. The Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. So Sarah J Maas is a very popular author in the booktube community, so recently I decided to read one of her books. So Throne of Glass is the first book in YA's fantasy. The book 5 will come out next fall, and I have to say it, I didn't enjoy it as much as the other people did. I give just 3 out of 5 stars. I love the story. So it's about Selena Sardokian. She's a world-geared assassin, and one day she agrees to an offer that's so hard to refuse. She is to serve as the Crown Prince champion in the upcoming competition to find a new assassin to the king. It's an interesting story, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the other people did. Maybe because I read it after reading the Infernal Devices, and the Infernal Devices was one of my biggest cliffhangers. It's an amazing trilogy. It's my favorite trilogy of all time. Maybe if I read it after reading, I mean before reading the Infernal Devices, I will enjoy it more. I don't know. Comment down below your thoughts and opinion about the next books. Maybe I'll read them. And yeah, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys like it. How was your reading month? How was your thoughts and opinion about these books? Comment down below. I love to read your comments. And bye. See you next time.